Hello, I welcome all of you to today's session of Market Movers, in which we will be talking about the Euro USD, which has seen a steep decline in today's session. If we consider its earlier price move, Euro USD was consolidating above 1.175 with slightly bearish bias since the start of the week. Today, the trading range has expanded with a steep decline after the incremental losses have given way to a move on the lower side after the break around the support levels of 1.175 to 1.176. We can expect the selling momentum to continue in coming sessions as well, which will be more or less continuation of the downward trajectory formed after today's steep decline. On the data front, we got important economic releases for UK and Euro area. We also have received the retail sales and industrial production data for the United States. For UK, we got the claimant count change at negative minus 7,800, and by negative I mean that there is a decline in people applying for the unemployment benefits, and this is the fifth consecutive month of the decline in numbers of people seeking the unemployment benefit. As the job opportunities have improved with improvement in economic situation in UK, we can expect this trajectory to hold for coming months also. The unemployment rate has also declined to 4.7% for the month of June, with job additions of 95,000 in May. For Euro area, the number of employed people have gone up by 0.5% in terms of quarter on quarter and 1.8% in terms of year on year for the quarter ended June 2021. GDP growth is at 2% in terms of quarter on quarter and 13.6% in terms of year on year for the second quarter of this year. The US retail sales have declined 1.1%. I think here I have mistakenly written 0.3%. Actual figure is 1.1% in terms of month on month. And at the same time, if we look at the same figures in terms of year on year, it has registered a double digit growth of 15.8%, and this is simply because of the base effect. The industrial production in June remained in expansionary phase with a rise of 0.9% in terms of month on month. Here also this figure is wrong, so pardon me on this count. And in terms of in terms of year on year, it is at 6.6%. Now let's shift our attention to the technical segment. We will first consider the outlook for Euro USD, and we will also see what's happening in the Nasdaq. Today you can say is a fast moving market, and we have sharp moves in both of the financial instruments, and we will be looking for trading opportunities. If not in today's session, at least in tomorrow's session in light of these sharp moves. Let's start the session with the Euro USD technical outlook first. This is the daily time frame chart, and this chart I had saved in the early hours of today's trading session when the decline was still to materialize, and even then the trajectory, if you were to look closely, was evident that bearishness is there for Euro USD, and this bounce which we had seen in Friday's session has proven short-lived. We have now this Euro USD declining again closer to the immediate support area, and this time it looks likely that Euro USD might give way to formation of a new swing low below these prior swing lows. Last time around, it had reverted on the higher side after getting closer to this prior consolidation low. But now that this is the second attempt, I am expecting this continuation to take the Euro USD towards the price moves of 1.160. So we will be looking to short it whenever we have the opportunity to optimize our trading entries. If we consider the lower time frame charting, we have this first support of this month's pivot point series around 1.178, and it was acting as a minor support throughout the session till we got the retail sales. The retail sales numbers were not exactly promising, but that has proven as a catalyst for the fresh decline in Euro USD. And now we have the Euro USD approaching the second support of this month's pivot point series. Right now, it is trading fairly close to these consolidation lows, and as is the case, I am expecting these fall to extend beyond this immediate support zone, and at the minimum we can expect this second support to be tested, if not in today's session but at least tomorrow's session. And this is not really far, it is almost around 20 pips away, and we can't really predict, but that is where the Euro USD is probably headed next. And even below that, if you consider the regression curve, it is also pointing south after this consolidation has given way, and we have the formation of a lower high and lower low. This low was lower compared to the prior swing high, and now we have this new swing low being formed. So if you want to go for any trade, I think it is still prudent to continue to look for the shorting opportunities and not try to catch a falling knife. Of course, it is going to be difficult to get the entry right now that we have already seen sharp decline, but still I think we can utilize this convergence area of 3 SMAs, which is there around 1.175. This is where the Euro USD was consolidating before this breakout. And now that we have this breakout in place, we can expect the Euro USD to hold below these price levels, and we can utilize this as our immediate stop loss levels. A stop loss anywhere closer to the day's high should be good enough, provided we are getting the entry closer to this convergence zone, which is not really close. It's almost 50 pips away from the current price moves, and because of that, I think it will be better for us to wait till we have the 50 SMA catching up with the price action, and by that time we will have due consolidation also in Euro USD, and that will help us minimize the risk. Our stop losses will be sharp enough, and we can try to optimize the target price by trying to keep it closer to 1.1600. Now let's consider the equity segment, where the instrument of choice is Nasdaq. This is the daily time frame chart, and here we have this resistance zone in place, which has proven a big hurdle for the Nasdaq to cross, and I think it is almost a month from the first attempt of the Nasdaq to get past 15,000. And for last almost a month, we have seen the Nasdaq struggling around the 15,000 level. It's not the case that it has gone in a steep decline, but at the same time, it hasn't really been able to sustain and continue to rise. Rather than that, it has seen its upside capped around these 15,150 level, and today the similar thing turned out, or you can say played out, and we have now the Nasdaq trading below 15,000. So we will be looking to go for any trade, but for that we will mostly have to rely on the lower time frame charting. On the higher side, we do have this first resistance of this month's pivot point series, which can be utilized as a stop loss level if you are going to short the Nasdaq anywhere closer to these immediate swing highs. On the lower side, we do have this central pivot point, and it has provided valuable support for the bulls on the lower side. And for last couple of weeks of this month, we have seen the Nasdaq trading in a narrow range of around 200 points. In today's session, we have this continuous decline, but it will be interesting to see how the Nasdaq's price action evolves after it gets closer to this central pivot point, which is there around 14,850. I'm expecting it to provide some support, if not major, at least minor support in near term, and we are not really looking for a continuous steep decline below this central pivot point. Rather than that, we can expect the Nasdaq to continue to consolidate, and our goal should be to short it closer to its immediate highs, the resistance area, while getting a profit booked whenever we have the Nasdaq finding support on the lower side. So for that, for optimizing our entry and exit, we will have to utilize this convergence of three SMAs. The 50, 100 and 200 SMAs are converging above 15,000, closer to the price levels of 15,100. And if we get the short entry anywhere closer to that, we will have to keep the stop loss just little above this prior swing high. The price area of around 15,150 or thereabout should be good enough for any fresh entry in the Nasdaq in today's session or in coming session. And on the lower side, we can expect these decline to continue at least toward the support area. The 15,850 levels can be targeted from the current price. That's not really far, even less than 1%, but we are not really going for the market open trade. Rather than that, we should wait it out and go for the trade only when we have the risk reward ratio in our favor. So for that, we will have to target this price zone and try to get the risk reward ratio or better than 1 is to 2. So that's my take looking at the current price formation of the Nasdaq. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, you can write to me in the feedback section and I will be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Before I sign off, I would also like to remind of the risk associated with trading in the financial instrument, and one should be careful while using the information provided. You can check out the Decoscopy Analytics page for further coverage of the market developments. The JForex platform is also available whenever you want to start trading. You can check it out. We are also available on the Facebook. Do join us there for more fun and informative news related to the market developments. Thank you all for joining in. Have a fabulous day ahead. See you next time. Goodbye.